Well, that's another great point you've made, and we now have open discussions of attacks on Iran, which is just completely illegal. And going back to last week, Mike, Iran says we'll give our uranium to foreign countries like Brazil or France or Turkey, you pick, and that way it'll be enriched to a level that can't be used in weapons. And then the stance gets even more anti-Iran. I mean, Iran, at many levels, really has tried détente.
Have you heard about the Lulu letter?
Yes, but tell folks about it.
Okay, well, basically, in a nutshell, this is a letter that was leaked out and exposed the fact that the United States knew that Turkey and Brazil were negotiating with Iran over a uranium swap, but that the United States gave its approval for the negotiations in the expectation that it would fail, and then they would have one more thing to use to say we need to go to war with Iran because, look, Brazil and Turkey tried to talk to Iran, and Iran wouldn't listen, and Iran surprised them by saying, yeah, this is a deal we can live with. And so now the U.S. is in a panic. They're trying to find some way to derail this situation. Hillary's out there screaming about sanctions. It's too little, it's too late, because it's not about the sanctions. It's not about the uranium. It's not about nuclear weapons. It is about selling the American people yet another war on Israel's enemies in the Mideast. We've got suckered into Iraq. We're being suckered into Iran. They're trying to go into Pakistan, Somalia, Yemen, everywhere. Have we invaded enough countries yet to qualify as a world war?
Well, have you seen the... Well, yes, I mean, if these conflicts stay ignited, it will be a world war by every definition. It's going to be in more than 2 regions simultaneously. But going back, have you seen the new video out today? It's up on prisonplanet.com of Oliver Stone interviewing the former Argentine president, who said he met with Bush, and Bush said we must have more wars. Everyone must be taught to kneel before us. This is great for our economy. But yeah, great for the bankers' economy. They're all making record bonuses while we go bankrupt.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, if you look at the reality of how much of our gross national product is put into building things that kill people, and you'll realize that the United States is not a nation of peace. It is a nation of war. Murder and mass murder and killing is the business of the United States, and it has been all the more so over the last 30 years, where our manufacturing of the items of peace has basically been given away to other countries. And the only thing the United States seems to manufacture anymore is trouble and death on a large scale.
Well, people need to understand that the globalists at the top are apolitical. It's all about power. It's about playing groups off against each other. And the world population has such an elementary understanding of this that it makes them just fair game, like legless chickens being eaten by foxes. But Zbigniew Brzezinski said 2 weeks ago that for the first time the world has awoken to the true power structure. We're not distracted by presidents and prime ministers anymore that come and go. We're now looking at the real power structure, and he said the elite are in trouble. Did you see that video?
Yes, I did, and I also read about the comment that Brzezinski did. He's absolutely right.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, your audio's cutting out there a bit. Let's come back and get your take on that on the other side. And then we're going to keep you for one more segment after that so we can talk to Ted, Eddie, Joseph, Keith, Jimmy, and others. And we'll continue with your calls into the next hour with a bunch of other important news as we continue to cover the tragic events in the Mediterranean with the boarding of these aid vessels. All right, let's go to some of your phone calls here. Let's talk to Ted in Texas. Ted, you're on the air with Mike-Reviro. Go ahead.
Hello, Mike and Alex. Are we specifically talking about the events in the Middle East?
You can talk about whatever you want. Go ahead.
Okay, I've been working on this story. It's a local story for Austin. Basically, the headline is Austin welcomes Formula One, ignores own climate protection plan.
Oh, yeah, they want citizens to pay $25 million for this stupid racetrack that'll lose money, but it'll line the pockets of local the local establishment. Look, the environmental movement is only about stealing property. The SOS, I'm going to put you on hold till after Mike's gone, and then we can come back and talk about this. You know, the cover of the Chronicle is, locals team up with the EPA to fight the death of the earth. The local environmental movement in Austin is about stealing farms and ranches, and they literally then build hotels on whatever they steal. They are a group of vicious criminals. Mike-Reviro, a quick comment on Al Gore's wife is leaving him after 40 years. Do you think it's because he's been so politically destroyed by ClimateGate?
I don't know. Maybe it was just a fit of good taste.
Or maybe he's picking up too many pickup basketball games with Obama.
It could very well be.
You know, reportedly what's going on at those. Let's talk to Eddie in New Hampshire. Eddie, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Alex. Hi, Mike. You already covered much of what my question was to be about, but I just wanted to know, why provoke Turkey? Why in the world would they want to provoke Turkey, a country that's just on the sidelines? Is it to accelerate the process?
That's a good question. No, I mean, this is bold. Israel openly, and Turkey saying this could cause war, and they're going to send ships in. And then if Israel attacks those Turkish ships, how are they going to spin that? Mike-Reviro.
Well, a couple of things to keep in mind. Even though Turkey is nominally an Israeli ally, about a year ago, the Mossad was caught as part of a plot to assassinate Erdogan, Turkey's leader. And a little piece of irony that people have not picked up on too much yet. As of this morning, the chairmanship of the United Nations Security Council has passed to Turkey. So now Turkey gets to set the agenda in the Security Council. And I think payback is not going to be very pleasant for Israel at this point. I don't know what Israel was thinking. I think that they had this idea that absent the live video feed that got out from the fleet, that they were probably going to stage something to make it look like the Free Gaza movement really was running weapons into Hamas or something that would silence world criticism, but they didn't get to pull that part of it off. And, certainly right now, Israel is not allowing the media to talk to any of the prisoners taken from the ship. They're only being allowed very, very brief connections with their lawyers.
Well, I'll say this. You're going to see more and more, and police departments are actually buying these, jamming of broadband when they run an operation, because the power that you can have an iPhone and have it streamed to a remote location and that the police can't confiscate your videotape, that is devastating. Corrupt governments everywhere. I've seen 3 new videos today of police attacking and brutalizing camera people in the U.S., but they had remote feeds so the cops don't get it. So, I mean, they're still in the old game of being able to beat you up and take your video camera. That isn't working anymore. People just go to live feed.
And the other thing, of course, is I think both you and I have a sponsor that makes the little DigiPen and Digi glasses with the camcorders built inside.
Yeah.
People are starting to use those. The police don't even know they're there.
And that's why they're trying to pass laws all over the country and the world, making it illegal to film government. It's going to film you, it's going to surveil you, but you don't film government, your God, your King, your Lord. Anything else you want to add, Eddie?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, is there anything that Israel can do or will do where we just won't back them up? I mean, is there a line that they'll cross that the United States will just say enough, or is it like no matter what?
No, the United States says they're going to back a premeditated first strike with nuclear weapons on Tehran. And so you're talking at least hundreds of thousands dead, and if Iran fights back in any way, it will be called terrorism. You will be nuked, you will die and love it.